Yo, welcome to Team Red Titan, and today we are going to be reviewing the brand new Silver Surfer Maquette from Sideshow Collectibles. This is the exclusive, this is Alex's piece. I think it's an edition size of 2,500. We're going to be giving you the lowdown on it and letting you know what we think. So stay tuned, yeah?
All right, everyone, we're back. And as Gio was saying, we are going over the new Sideshow Collectibles Silver Surfer Maquette. This is the exclusive, which comes with the Frankie Raye. I just want to give you a little background to why I got this. Gio originally contacted me because he wanted to get one. He asked me to place an order for him, and he would compensate me with his old Sideshow Silver Surfer. So I kind of snapped that up and bit his arm off, took that up. Deal. Then I got contacted by...
Part of me just felt, you know what? He loves that piece. And he's got that horrible rendition of it. He needs a nice clean. You know how hard it is to find a mint condition version of that? X or reg. It's not easy. Mine is mint.
Someone was selling one £600 the other day.
What, a mint one?
Yeah.
Bet you fucking name. And X or reg?
Regular, but...
That's a very good price, £600.
Yeah. You didn't give me exclusive. You gave me regular.
That's very good. You get a print with
and I've already got one which was cracked, and I've got to repaint it, and I'm not very happy with the paint, but I'm probably going to redo them as the format.
Cracked and painted. So then really bad.
Yeah. What happened then was I got contacted by Luke Jones, and Luke Jones said to me, "Look, you know, I bought one with a lot of my points. If you want to get it off me, give me some money." We did a deal, so I got it in. My original idea was. I wanted the Frankie Raye part, and it sounds actually crazy to buy it just for that, but I do think that this, spoiler alert, is probably the best exclusive part of any Sideshow piece. These proximity pieces are actually absolutely fantastic. I'm really disappointed that they didn't do a proximity piece with Galactus. I really think they missed a trick on that. But anyway,
cool.
So I got it because of that. I don't think there's no exclusive, but you would go. I mean, because they've already done Surfer, they've already done her. You would probably get one of the
other heralds.
Yeah, so like Fire Lord, or maybe Tarax has got the most notoriety, hasn't he? Someone. So you get one of those guys, I would say. I think
good chat.
So I got it in, and we'll do the review. So also just to bring them out, because I like to bring them out when I talk about Silver Surfer, because no one else, otherwise I get shown off. But now I've got the first appearance of Silver Surfer, which is Fantastic 448. It took me a while.
They're coming!
Yeah.
Ah!
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home.
It's like coming all the time. It took me actually quite a while to pick this one up because it put me off for a long time because I really dislike that cover.
What is the one with the green Galactus on it? What's that then?
That's 49.
Yeah, but what is that? This
is the first appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus cameo. And then the other one is the Galactus first appearance.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I like the other one.
So there's that one. Yeah, that's a much better cover. So yeah, just dislike that. Reminds me of my sister's ex-husband.
Don't leave.
And then also this is kind of.
Do you like him with pants or not? I quite like him with pants. I like him with pants. I tell you something though, he's got a fine ass, this Surfer.
I like it sometimes. You know, sometimes it suits and sometimes it doesn't.
When I think of him, because my first memories of Surfer is us playing Top Trumps with the early 80s cards, and he has pants in there.
Yeah, I think as well it kind of justifies.
It's fucking huge.
It justifies it kind of like with this one, he's just like he's got no cock and stuff, and he's a bit demasculating. And then when he's got his little pants on, it kind of justifies his cock being hidden away a little more.
Yeah, maybe. I like your logic. You thought about it clearly.
Yeah, I have. He's one of my favourite heroes, and the idea of him being a eunuch doesn't really go with that hero, aspect. So
let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about the piece. So obviously this is sculpted by Daniel Bell.
It's your first Bell piece?
No.
You have Electro.
Got Electro. I have Weapon X. I have another one.
Fucking fanboy, you.
I know where it is in my room, but I can't remember.
I now have two.
Yeah.
I had a few for a while, but I sold most of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully these two will stay because I move his pieces on actually quite quickly, which is not great. But I've got to be honest. I mean, actually, spoiler alert, but I really like this piece. I actually have this too, but I'm a big fan. I mean, let's talk about the piece. Piece comes in the box, it's the base, which surprisingly is all one piece.
Very
I was
surprising.
absolutely convinced that some of these wisps would be like keyed in, and there'd be some sort of what's the word, bad seams.
Yeah.
But it's all one piece, which is massively surprising. And the figure's all one piece, no seams, all flawless. And then you get the exclusive, which again is as it comes, just as it is, like that. Nothing is separate there. So basically 3 pieces for the whole statue set. It's around 25.5 inches tall, so it's actually pretty big. And I'm of the opinion that this surfer might slightly be overscaled. We're going to measure him actually today. Now he's out from head to foot, but
Yeah.
it's surprising when you take it out of the box. You just I had the figure in my hand. I was like, "Fuck, this is big."
Well, you also took pictures, which we'll show now, of this next to the original Maquette, and there was arguments about the original Maquette actually being overscaled, and this dwarfs it.
Overscaled or just too bulky. I don't
I
remember
thought it was
anyone
meant to be
saying
big.
he was overscaled. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if he is.
Okay.
I don't think it's that different. I think because he's got his legs apart and he's sort of sprayed out and he's sort of straight, I think it's a bit exaggerated, the difference. But this is bigger. There's no question. I think it's maybe an inch or two difference, but it isn't as... When you look at the pictures together, you think, Jesus, it's like 4 or 5 inches bigger than that. I don't think it's quite
It is
as
always
drastic
hard when
as
you
that.
have someone standing up so straight and tall, and then someone with their legs open.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
lunging.
Exactly. Or sitting, it's the same thing, isn't it? It always can be a little bit...
Throwing pieces always look like they're underscaled because of the way they're all...
Yeah, just slaps and so.
So yeah, I mean, on the portal, if you look at the details on the portal, you obviously got all the colours starting off at the bottom. You've got the kind of purples going into the blues, and then almost going into kind of like a kind of bronzy kind of colour.
It's like a copper
yeah, like around the edges of the board. I think it's actually... My girlfriend came down and she actually looked at the base, and she said she really disliked the colours of the base. She said it looked like a children's toy. It's like you would have as a kid. She didn't rate the paint on there at all. I don't agree. I think it's actually painted very well. For what it's representing, I think it's done very well at the factory level.
I thought it was going to be a lot duller. I think it's they did a pretty good job of keeping it vibrant. It could be better. Yeah, there's no question. If it was pro painted, this if you sent this to like Ian or someone to repaint this would look fucking unbelievable.
I think though,
but factory wise, good job.
I think it's a bit too glossy. That's one of the problems as well. Is it could look a bit plasticky because of the high gloss on there.
Yeah.
My main issue with the portal is I think the wisps are done well. I think that the board coming out is not an issue for me. The fact that it's half a board
bothered a lot of people. That didn't it? Really bothered a lot of people.
But my issue is if you have this piece at the back here.
Yeah.
I feel really strongly that should be enclosed as maybe like a piece of clear resin or a continuation of the sculpt to kind of show you that the portal's still open. Because if you want to be quite literal about it, the portal's closing and he's going to lose half his board in that regard. And I think that being covered up would represent that he is coming through the portal a bit more.
Or even half covered. So it could leave the gaps. You've still got this arc here, but you could have like a little loop in there with it painted. Do you understand what I mean? So you've still got that arc, but then you have a little circle inside. And then you could have like a glowing pink to show that it actually is still forming through it. That would still work.
I just think that they should have had something there. Again, if you look at it, I mean, obviously, people travelling through portals is totally fictional anyway, and how it would work.
We have no idea scientifically how.
But I just think that bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe too much.
Right.
One of the main issues then as you move into the board is a lot of people have had scuffage issues on the board.
That's a word.
And I am not a stranger to that. Along the line of like here and here, where his feet are, I have
lines
quite a lot, and it's on like in this line here. Luckily, when it's on display,
you can't see it.
You can't really see it, but under this kind of light, which is very unforgiving, it's quite a lot. It is quite a lot, and it does. I think that when you are delivering something at the level you're delivering at, I think that is a problem, and you need to sort your QC out. I think that one of the issues is they wrap this in kind of waxy paper, which can be a little abrasive.
And the boxes don't stay together.
And the box,
ever.
and that's the other side of it as well, is with this all being one piece, obviously take off the Silver Surfer, but the board and the thing is all one piece, and the way that it's kept in place is there's like a piece that's pushing down on it to keep it in place, and then they've got the boxes together.
Yeah.
When you tape it so loosely, that moves around a lot.
Well, it just does that, and then it does this.
And then that's rubbing on the board, and people are getting broken parts due to that. So I just think that...
There's movement, isn't there? That's the bottom line.
I think that using tape is quite antiquated now, and I think that people need to kind of realise that, you know, the strengths of actually using the Velcro straps is you can make them really tight.
Use the fucking tape and tape it around the other way.
I guess.
Absolutely. Like wrap that shit, close it, and then really tape it that way.
Yeah, don't just go horizontal.
Exactly. And probably not clear tape either. I would use like thick tape, brown or black, or like a proper thick tape, and go over and then around.
Probably the brown tape is when you take it off, it stays. Like
I don't care. The whole point of the tape is to keep the box fucking shut, not how it looks once you cut the tape off. If that's your objective, they're little things you can fix. I'm not, you don't have to use straps if you don't want to, but at least tape around that way. Yeah. And really give it some so it doesn't move. I mean, whenever me and you sell a Sideshow piece, that's how we tape it. Yeah. We never ever tape it that way and go, there you go. We go, whoop, all the way around that way, all the way around the other way, and then around the other side.
I use like a whole roll of tape half the time.
Yeah.
And I just think that they use like,
and it's got a lot of criticisms, didn't it? They got a lot of criticisms for the basic nature of the pose. The fact it's more museum. It is very stoic, but it's not very action. And a lot of people had a problem with that in the community. A lot of the statue people were just like, you know what, it's so fucking boring. I want him coming out, cosmic everywhere. Really, what do you feel about that? Do you feel that's justified, or?
I think
because I have a theory.
Well,
you see,
I think if you're smart and you do your homework, you actually review what Sideshow do as a company. And Sideshow actually will do an action pose and then a museum pose, or a museum pose and an action pose. So it was quite predictable that it was going to be that way. So if you look at their kind of, their Batman pieces, it'll be, they'll originally do museum action. Museum. And they do that with nearly all their pieces. So it was always obvious it was going to be a museum pose. And then I think as well with the fact that all of these customs, 10 or whatever have done them, they're Sideshow just they can't win. Either they're going to do another action pose and someone will go, oh, you copied that custom company, even though Sideshow's piece was probably 4 years in the workings. They're either going to say that or they're going to say you've done it boring. So like companies like Sideshow XM, Prime One, they can't win either way, whichever way you look at.
I think there's such an oversaturation of custom. With custom Silver Surfer action. Every custom Silver Surfer is on a board, coming out of a portal, all action, cosmic everywhere, right? I think what Sideshow did was, I think they wanted their piece to be identifiable as theirs. I don't think they wanted any confusion of what is a custom and what they made. I think it wanted to be that you knew straight away when you saw Sideshow's, that was Sideshow's. I didn't think they wanted, because to be honest with you, you could easily, I've seen about 25, 30 custom Silver Surfers over the last 2 months, and they all look very. You wouldn't be able to guess which company, fan art company, or company's too much of a good word.
That's why I always go fan art company.
I can't say company.
Outfit,
commissioner, random guy, but whatever. At the end of the day, if I showed you 20 Silver Surfers at the moment, I guarantee you, even with your knowledge, that you probably wouldn't get them all right. You'd probably get maybe 50% of them.
Same as Wolverines.
Yeah, well, Magneto on Throne's been done to death now. Apparently, Magneto don't fucking stand up anymore. But the point is I think they wanted their Silver Surfer to be, you saw it and you knew straight away it's Sideshow's. There's no confusion. And I think that's what they wanted. And this is actually quite a unique pose. For all the Silver Surfers that are out there, this is as unique as you're going to see.
But the funny thing is, in regards to comics, it's probably a more common pose than the actual action pose, because Silver Surfer's a very calm character. He's very composed, very composed, and basically he's in control. He rarely loses. He does lose his shit, and when he loses his shit, then people are in trouble. But when he's calm, that's
but his archetype is exactly that, which is in control. And then when, for a lot, like very tolerant. And then when he does go, it's really bad. You understand what I mean? He's like that kid that takes a lot of abuse and then goes up to the bell tower with a rifle. He's that kid. You know what I mean? He isn't very like trigger. He's not like instantly like triggered. It takes quite a bit to piss him off. He's quite tolerant.
Yeah. And I think that is, if you look at it from a comic element and you look over all the customs, most of them are actually, you know, out of character and or in the minority of his personality as such. But yeah, when you look at it that way, you know, this actually again, you look at it when you go, well, Bowen did something very similar, you know, 20 years ago, and well, yeah, and
a little bit, not really.
Well, but I mean, like that kind of museum esque sort of pose. But I mean,
sort of.
But you go like that, and you go, well, yeah, and Bowen did it 20 years ago, but it's still regarded as one of the best Silver Surfers. So
still think it is. I actually still think it's the best. You know, I still consider it the best.
We then move into the Surfer. I bet you get, but I mean, I've come off a little bit negative in a lot of these comments. It's been loud.
Oh,
like,
let me do it.
The problem as well is like when you get into the character, I don't have an issue with the body. I think the body's sculpted very, very well. He's got very firm buttocks, and geez.
I won't say no.
Well, I can crush a walnut with that. But then you come round. I mean, the body.
This is a fantastic sculpt from Daniel Bell. I have to say that for me personally,
for the camera, it's not for you.
Sorry,
Jesus.
For me, I would
have your own one to look at.
I would say that this particular body type is really, really where he excels.
Well, he always has.
But people don't. Yeah. People chat shit and say like, "Oh, he does the bulky." I think I saw some the other day with Bane. They were like, "He does the bulky guy." So it's like, no, he doesn't.
That's a lean Bane.
It is a leaner Bane, and I mean, he doesn't really. For me, the mass things is definitely more Canal expertise in my preference, but I think that Daniel Bell really does the athletic, aesthetically beautiful physiques, very well balanced. It really got the symmetry and the sort of athletic muscularity. He's got that perfect. Some of his best works for me are like the Iron Fist that he did. Fucking unbelievable for it.
Iron Fist, Black Panther.
Black Panther's good.
Weapon X.
Weapon X is good again.
One of my favourites.
And that's quite, again, Wolverine, even though he's short and stocky, the way he was sculpted by Daniel Bell was a more aesthetically pleasing, leaner physique. I think he really nailed this in terms of sculpt-wise. I think that the detail on the back, the way the rotator cuffs are displayed, you can see teres minor, you can see sort of, infraspinatus, you can see all of his sort of just the structure of the back, which is just beautifully done. There's a slight arc in his pose on his back. His chest is a little high, and he's got like a curve in his lower back, and it's absolutely magnificent. It's not overly muscular. It's perfect for Surfer.
What do you think of the abdomen though? Where it's like a 4-pack.
It's funny. It's funny with the abdomen because I feel like everything is firm, and then I feel that I would like to hear what Daniel Bell has to say on this subject, but I feel that what he was trying to convey with the midsection, the lower abdomen down to around the top ends of his thighs, was a more fluidity, not like a solid structure, more of a liquid, more like not. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't come across as a solid structure.
Well, I think what's happened there as well is kind of an emphasis on the way that they've desexualized it, because obviously you can't have him with his cock hanging out
and a big bulge thing and all that. Exactly.
Yeah, like
I feel like from his lower abdomen to here, they've basically softened it, made it look more like a fluid, more not because if you do a solid structure, you have to say he's got no cock or he's got a cock, and you're going into his sort of like the sexualized area of the male anatomy.
You can't go like, well, he's got like a bulge as though he's got a cock underneath because he ain't wearing a suit.
Exactly.
So it makes it weird. And again, as I was just saying, you can't really make a Dr. Manhattan with his cock swinging around, that kind of thing.
Exactly that. So it's sort of like almost like a fuzzing, where it's like out of focus and it's become more of a fluid than it is a real solid structure, which I think it's a really well done part.
Going and sticking around that kind of part is one of my main big issues about this is the thigh joint.
At the back it's pretty bad.
The back is really, really terrible.
This is one thigh in front of the other, which isn't actually too bad.
When you have that kind of issue, you then get the kind of heavy paint that pulls there and joins there. So it is still there. It is still here. But if you do one in front of the other. If you do a sculpt like that, there's it's really hard to kind of get away from.
Yeah.
That is my biggest issue about it. Other than that, I am actually really happy with this. I am a big Silver Surfer fan. I do have 4 Silver Surfers in my collection, two of the original Sideshow ones, and this Maquette, and then another custom piece.
What's the 2 original Sideshow ones?
I have 2 Maquettes. No, 2 comic kits.
Yeah,
2 comic kits.
yeah.
And then again, I'm going to get one painted like the Fallen, but yeah.
idea.
So you go through this, and again, I mean, overall, I've been bad copying this kind of review, but I'm very happy with it. It will stay in my collection, and I've got a good place for him. He fits nicely into a detail.
Portrait's good.
The portrait's great.
Portrait's really good.
I think again,
not enough people are hyping the portrait on this because it's very hard. It's very, very difficult for someone who has absolutely zero fucking features to make them have features.
Emotion.
No features. He has no eyebrows. He has no sort of.
No ears.
He has no ears. He has no. Has no real distinguishing features. But the cheekbones are high. The jawline is strong. The mouth. It's firm. It means like sort of control business. Eyes are well done. There's enough of a structure of his face that makes him have features. That's a skill. That is a skill. When you've got a hairline and you've got all of these things, you can actually build around that structure and make a lot more detail. This is where you fall on your ass because you've got none of that to sort of help pull your, all of the detail has to be on the sculpt of the face.
Yeah. Because
you've got nothing else. There's no facial hair, there's no beard, there's no eyebrows, there's no eyelashes, there's no pupils. You have to make sure the structure is sculpted very well. And for me, he's a very stoic, high, cheekboned, masculine, strong facial structure. I think it's a fantastic job.
Again, I mean, a lot of people there were
the best one.
There were complaints there was no switch outs, but I do think that with a character like this, where you have no places to hide the seams, I think it's done very well not to have the switch outs. And I think they've done well that you don't need them. Very well that you don't need them. I mean, again, on the original Sideshow one, that was one of the complaints was the head join and the join on the arms, and then a few customs as well, where they want to add on like so many pieces that you just. It's so hard to hide, which is again is another Daniel Bell piece, which is one of my favourite cover-ups of a naked man kind of element. Is on the Weapon X, the way they done the head on that is he's got like straps.
Yes.
So he's got like a strap.
Yeah, it's like there, isn't it? It goes.
I think it's concealed so well. But
very smart.
Again, I mean, I'm bad copying this, but I am really happy with it. It will be staying. If we move across over to her,
sure.
Nova, again, Frankie Raye. She's from Earth, and she basically gets, she's like a little skater girl, and she gets picked up by Galactus, again, becomes a herald, and I think she gets killed off quite quickly, but I still really like the character. One of my favourite covers of her is her in Silver Surfer. I think it's Silver Surfer 99, where they're kind of in space, kind of flying around each other, like about to kiss, and I think it's done really well. I mean, I can't really say enough good things about this. I guess if I was going to be bitchy about it, I mean, the hairline is probably a bit of a problem.
They haven't ever been able to correct that since they started.
Well, the funny thing is the Bowen is exactly the same. I did have a comparison of the two of them. I'm not going to go get it now because we waste too much time. And the hairline's the same. I do really like the hands back. I think they're really good. And this actually looks really good next to the Comiket. The light up feature.
I think this would probably work better with the Comiket than it does this.
Fingers are really, really dainty. Really well sculpted, like real separation.
It's a beautiful job. The hair is fantastic.
And then the hair with the light up on the hair.
Love that light.
Yeah, she's beautiful. She's really. I mean, I
best X ever in it. Let's be honest. I can't think of a better one.
I mean, I do go back to I always go back to the Friday the 13th original, which has.
But that's just a variation, isn't it?
Extra arm, extra head print, and I think that's a good good exclusive, and that makes it worthwhile getting the exclusive. But to give you a whole other statue like this, like they did with Kitty Pryde and
I think the Lobo dog and the
Lobo dog is an exclusive.
Technically speaking, it's an add-on, but you can.
It's
a low edition add-on.
No,
it's pretty much if you have it.
No, you
have to buy it. Yeah.
It's like Hordak and the Minion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that improve it, or are you
I haven't seen it together.
If you're going to rate Orhodak, are you going to go? Well, you have to have the minion and whatever. I mean, is it you're not going to? No, I don't know. If you have to buy it, I don't think it works.
I think the dog added to Lobo is a really strong ad.
But it's an add-on. It's not an exclusive.
Yeah, maybe.
The exclusive with the flame skull.
There's lightning cigar.
I've never taken it off.
That's wicked.
But going back again, I mean, the hair here. When you turn on the light, I mean, there are a few people, and you can see it, but you can see more of the paint strokes, obviously, because this is clear resin painted. You will see more of the paint strokes through the fire. But overall, when this is in your collection and this is lit up in the dark, it looks amazing. Again, if you want to be a bitch and you want to be like, oh well, I do think that light ups need to have remotes now. I think we should be in future. Should be remote. You
don't have to pick them up. You don't have to fucking pick them up. So you don't have to do that shit. Take its head off. You don't want that. That's archaic. You need to be sort of today's. You need to have a. Yeah, I agree.
I don't mind AC mains at times, but again, with something like this where you're going to want to display it front on, side on, whatever, I don't think AC mains would really suit this. So the battery is the best thing for this. But to keep on having to, especially here. There's parts which
that people are going to break up.
With leverage, you're going to keep on. Oh yeah, look at this light on. Look at this
and
light off.
9 times out of 10, it's going to be. I mean, in mine, it's in between Thanos on throne and it's in between.
Like if you're going to pick up that leverage, and you're going to go there or there. That's fucking step.
But you're more likely to snap crackle and pop that shit, man. But you're more likely to pick her up. Like Surfer's here, you got your other statue there. You're going to pick it up, go like that, you're going to bang it into something. So, and you do that, have a tendency over time. Arrogance gets the better of us all. Yeah, and you end up going, and then smash, you've forgotten that it's there. How many times have people picked up a statue to move it and forgotten that the arm is loose, or it's the magnets are not very strong, X or Y, and it just flies off, and you're like, oh my God, how did I forget that? And that's how it goes. So, I agree. I think the future is...
And it's cheap. Working with it, I mean, the only issue you do have is obviously when the remote doesn't work, and it's something that opens up some deceitful behaviour from certain people to say it doesn't work because you can't prove it.
That's the problem with light ups as well. If I sell a piece with light ups, I will say immediately that I don't take responsibility. I'll show you a picture of it lit up with the date and everything written down, no problem. But once it's said to you, if you say it doesn't work, it's your problem because I'm not having.
That's one of the main issues is with light ups. You can't
prove it.
Yeah.
So easy to have no batteries in it and do a video going, look, doesn't work. Look, or old, even used batteries that don't work. Go, look, there's the batteries, close it, look, doesn't work.
Even with AC mains, I mean, you could just switch off your circuit breaker on that point.
It's so easy.
So if you want to be deceived, there's always a way to
be deceived. But this is being deceived. It's not having too much of an IQ to do it. It doesn't take much, does it?
Let's not name too many people. But yeah, overall, I am really happy with this. And overall, this is, I wouldn't say an exclusive or foul option, but I do think that if you miss out this exclusive, then you will be kicking yourself.
I don't need to be PC, I don't care. I say this is an exclusive or fail. I think this is one of the best exclusive Sideshow's ever done. And if you've missed it, then you've missed out on a really, really good exclusive. The Surfer's great on his own. If you don't give a shit about her, that's fine. But I really feel in years to come, the exclusive will be very, very sought after piece in terms of buying it.
I also think, I did say this on the other video I did, I find the old Nova piece a bit of a bittersweet for me because I've always wanted a Nova quarter scale, and this has obviously delivered that for me. But then it's kind of given me the element of, well, I don't think they're now going to do a quarter scale Nova because of the fact they've done this.
There's a nice custom in that. There's an Alpha 3 one, which is pretty nice. It's pretty nice, that one. It's a nice one.
Similar post.
Yeah.
Similar post to the bone.
I think so. It's like with the hair coming in the air. It's very nice.
I mean, overall, thumbs up. Well done, Daniel Bell. Well done, Sideshow team. Well done, all of that. Just brush up on those QC things, man. They're easy resolves. Sort out your tape on your box. Sort out what you wrap your pieces in, and
make it a bit more premium, man.
Yeah. Well,
prices are rising, so put them into the box, and you'll get a lot of happy people.
Let's have a conversation about whether they're the premium company. They're becoming more of a mass company now.
That's a debate. That's a debate
for another time. That's a story for another time. All right, let's finish up there. Do the usual, guys. Go on, you sign up.
Oh, okay. Do the like, comment, subscribe, and share. A lot of people that are following and watching our stuff are actually not subscribers. Believe it or not, it's a high percentage of people that are not. Yeah. So it does help us. It helps the channel.
They're watching videos.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe you do. Fuck them. But we've been doing this game. We've been in this game for a while. So thanks for sticking with us. If you have been, thanks for everyone that's subbed. Don't forget it. Just because you ain't subbed, it doesn't mean you ain't loved, man. Love you all. So God bless. Be lucky.
Peace out.
Yo, welcome to Team Radd Titans.
So pull that round. The lights on focus on, aren't they? We're fucked on. They're all fucked with. We're moving around.
Yeah, bring them forward.
Fucking about.
Just fuck you, Jeremy. Fuck you. Told you not to fuck her, Jeremy. And that's exactly what you did.
You did it, didn't you? You fucked my sister. Picture is so good, man. I love it. It's really. There's a good thing.
I asked for one little thing, Jeremy. Just one. Don't fuck my sister. What did you do? You fucked her.
They go the best line. He has sex with his wife, but they've split up.
Right.
He has sex with her, and he's like going, they've got a problem. He's like, well, the condom split. And she's like, oh. He goes, yeah, I think you need to get the morning after pill. And she goes, oh, okay. And then she's on the bed and she goes, so I was putting the pillow under and she's like that. She goes, what are you doing? She goes, nothing, I'm just comfortable. Because she was a baby. And he goes, what are you doing? You can't do that. And she goes, no, it's fine, Mark. I'm just getting comfortable. He goes, oh, that's low. And then in his head, he's like, that's really low, that is. I can't believe she's doing that. She's stealing my sperm. And then he goes, well, I guess it's like when you lend someone less than a fiver. You can't really ask someone for your sperm back. Just the way he says it's great.
Alright, let's try and get some work done.